Hey people, what's up? Welcome to our channel called Otaku Geeks. Today's video is going to be me ranking some Studio Ghibli movies I have seen. Let's go with today's video. Number 12, I have Wind Rises. Put it this low on the list, not because it's bad, it because it doesn't fit with my style. If it's more my dad's style, he loves airplanes. I don't. And I have seen it twice. And what I appreciate about this movie is the romance scenes, the wedding, and that the protagonist actually achieved his dreams. What I didn't like about the movie are all the scenes that involve smoking. The 11th place, I have Whisper of the Heart. This movie also is not bad, but I didn't get the plot, neither the romance, but I did like the scenes where the co-protagonist played the violin and the protagonist sang with the elders, and that she discovers this place with antiques, and she finds inspiration to write her book about The Cat Returns, that is the sequel of this movie. Also, I put this movie more up than Wind Rises because it's more my style. Number 10, I have Castle in the Sky. I struggle with this movie is that the movie I find it so long and boring, and the characters don't have a lot of development, neither is the villain, and I think they didn't give a lot of justice to the world called Lapira, and that world's name has a really bad meaning in Spanish. And I think they should take more advantage of the magic and the world per se, because when we know about the world, almost at the ending of the movie, is really ruined, has a lot of nature that is not bad, and so many robots, and then they start to attack, and then Shita made a spell that is going to destroy Lapira, and yeah, not really good. It's time to talk about The Tale of Princess Kaguya. The movie has an amazing soundtrack. The animation and the art style looks like it's from a storybook, and it looks hand-drawn. What makes me put this movie this low is because of the tragedy that this protagonist has to live through, because she really wanted to stay in the countryside, like the place she was raised, but then she has to live this really radical change and has to live like she's supposed to, a princess. But she didn't want to be a princess, and she didn't want to be forced to get married. She only wanted to have fun with her friends, and the ending was a little emotional, like she was really sad, and she like come back with her beings. I think it was some moon spirits. Now it's time to talk about Princess Mononoke. This film has a great message of having responsibility of nature, not let it die or accept deforestation. This movie makes it really clear that we should care for the forest and the animals. And I loved that the prince wanted to save the forest. He really wanted to help the people, even the evil people, and I love his love chemistry with San. And also, watching this movie, I thought that this movie would be a really good video game because of the adventure and the things you can explore. And I think could have good boss battles, or even would be cool to play as the prince or play as Sam. What I didn't like is the war that was old has really nasty things in his eyes that kinda make me feel disgusted, or while making the animals talk and their expressions don't match what they are saying. But taking all that out, even the villain is good. All them, this movie is pretty chill, and I really sad that San and the prince didn't stay together. The seventh place, we have the latest movie of this studio called Boy and the Heron. This movie is fantastic. The animation, especially the fire animation and the use of silence, is gorgeous. It makes you to have more mystery, gives more suspense. And I love that Mahito is a good protagonist and doesn't fall in the cliche of he not wanting to accept the stepmother. He actually goes in the whole movie's quest to find his stepmother, even though he misses his mom and he is still grieving about it. And I love the world. It's like spirited away, really weird, and you don't understand it in the first watch. So I'm really looking forward to rewatching this. What I didn't like is the birds look so weird and creepy. And it was really weird and gave me a lot of confusion because of the souls, then time travel, then a lot of birds, and the mom with fire powers. And the ending was so good. Like, Mahito was the one that is supposed to be the descendant to rule this weird tower world, and he decided no, we should accept reality so the world collapses. Really good movie. It deserves the Golden Globes. Now it's the turn to talk about Secret World of Ariete. I'm a person who actually loves these kind of stories about tiny people or giants interacting with humans, and I love the friendship between Sean and Ariete. I wish it could evolve to a romance, but didn't happen, sadly. I love the adventurous nature of Arrietty and the dollhouse that appears that it was so detailed. And I love how the parents were made, the mom being so nervous and the dad being really adventurous like his daughter. And it's fun, like the villain looks exactly like one of the old ladies in Ponyo. A weird fun fact. This is a Studio Ghibli movie that I had rewatched a lot, and even though things about it infuriate me, and I always say that I prefer this J drama called My Little Lover because in the end they actually get married and it's a similar story of Arrietty. So I think that J drama is the better version of Arrietty, and that's why this movie is in the sixth place. Now we are going with the good ones. My Neighbor Totoro. This movie has a lot of merch, and I have shirts and a purse. This movie's simple, but it's so cute. And I love the countryside and the girls and how Totoro made trees grow in the night. And literally, May looks exactly like my sister when she was a little kid. Literally. Another thing good about this movie is the Japanese traditions that are portrayed in this movie. Also, the girls wanting to see their mom in the hospital, and they seem so close to her, and it's really cute. And also, we cannot talk about this movie without talking about the cat boss. That boss is iconic. In the fourth place, I have Ponyo. First things first, what I truly loved about this movie is the water animation. They're so awesome. Other thing is the scene with the ramen. That scene is so memorable, and that ramen is looks so tasty. Also, I love the friendship between Sasuke and Ponyo, and Ponyo is so adorable. Both human and mermaid. This is a really good adaptation of The Little Mermaid, and it looks is shown differently and gives it a new style. Another thing that I really like about this movie is the Sasuke's mom. She's really iconic, and she drives exactly like my mom. And she is so motherly, and she let Ponyo in her house while the hurricane was happening, and that shows how good heart she is. Another thing I like about this movie is the design of Ponyo's mom. She looks really beautiful. In the third place, I have Kiki's Delivery Service. The plot is simple, but it's really enjoyable and cute. This is a movie that if you ask me, oh, let's watch a Studio Ghibli movie, this is one of my first options. And I love how they manage to put Kiki, a little witch that only has like two abilities in the movie, like flying and talking to animals, and she takes the advantage on that and she makes a business like nobody does a business at her age. The exception that you probably made a lemonade stand, but a delivering service per se, no. I mean, she's a great protagonist, and I truly love this scene when she saves Tombo. And like I said, for The Boy and the Heron, this movie also has a great use of silence because it gives you more suspense. Now, talking about the minor characters, I have to highlight Kiki's mom. She looks so motherly and she really cares for the goodwill of her daughter. Also, the dad, he that he looked really close to Kiki, and they look so happy family because they were going to go to camping, and they are both of the parents are really supporting, and I love that. Another character that is good is Osono. Like, Kiki would be really doomed if Osono wasn't in the movie. Like, she wouldn't have a home. And a more minor character is the Osono's husband. He barely has lines, but he's pretty cool, and he's the one that made the logo for Kiki's delivering service for the people know that in the bakery there's Kiki's delivering service. And he is mysterious and he feels like a good husband. Another character that I like is Tombo and his dream about flying. He's really cool and he didn't give up on Kiki even though she didn't care at first about him, but he insisted until she came through. And last, I have to talk about the artist. She's really cool and let Kiki relax and all paint her. And she was a good friend for the crows. Now it's time to talk about Spirited Away. And this movie is loved by many fans and is right to be overrated. It has a really weird world of spirits. And you don't understand this movie until you see it many times. That's my experience. I love Yubaba as a villain and how she's a great mother of a giant baby and she runs a beautiful bathhouse. Also, I love No Face. He's one of my favorite characters of this movie because of how mysterious he is. Love the dynamic duo between Haku and Chihiro. I don't know about you, but they have the chemistry to be a romance. I mean, every time Chihiro was crying, Haku was there to support her. They're so cute, and involving these two is my favorite scene of the whole film. When Heroes remembers the real name of Haku, the Kohaku River. That scene is so beautiful and always gets me. Minor character I have to highlight is Lynn. She is such a big sister to Chihiro. She has her back, she supports her and helps her and teases her just like real sisters would do. Another minor character I have to highlight is Kamaji, aka the Boiler Man. He's such a help to Shihiro throughout the plot because if he wasn't in the movie, probably Chihiro would be turned into a pig or worse. And he gave his train tickets to Chihiro so she can return the seal to Seniva. Such a great man. Now it's time to talk about my all-time Studio Ghibli favorite movie. Is no other than Howl's Moving Castle. I love Howl as a character. Such a great wizard. He has a weird personality. He's cowardly and he really cares about beauty in the first part of the movie. But I always thought that he looks better with black hair. The other characters awesome. I love the redemption of the Witch of the Wastes. I love how old Sophie was portrayed, like she in her old age she could work, do the cleaning. She wasn't portrayed as some old lady that couldn't do anything. She actually took care of the house. She's still a strong woman. And I love the prince. I am really sad that he didn't get his true love because Sophie, as you might know, she ends up with Howl. And I truly enjoy how weird, ugly, and messy his castle is and was. For somebody that is obsessed over beauty, his castle was a whole mess. I don't know what would have happened if Sophie wasn't there. Another thing I love about this movie is the stupid reason to make a war. And they know about it, like, oh, our prince is missing, so we had to do war. But then when he is found, then oh, we had to stop this stupid war. Like, why are we fighting? So hilarious. That will be all for today, you guys. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, give a like, comment some ideas for videos. And thank you all for your attention and have a great day, afternoon, or night. See ya.